Welcome, everybody. It is Out of the Fog. I'm your boy DC. Check out the handles below. And this is a show where we follow all the cool people doing all the cool things across the province. We're talking art, we're talking business, we're talking not-for-profit, wellness. I mean, you name it, we got it. Tonight we got Annalise, we got Erin, we got Cullam talking about an amazing musical project that they put together during the COVID times that is now web streaming and coming to you. We're going to learn all about that and check out a couple of performances as well. And then we got Tiffany and Pamela. They are two wellness practitioners, both incredible and offering all the success to help us be well. And they are talking about cold water therapy, their 6-week program. You're not going to want to miss it. I mean, I'm clenching all the things right now, terrified, but can't wait for all the gifts. This is Out of the Fog, and we'll be right back after this break. Welcome back, everybody. Like I told you before the break, it's always great when good friends come by, especially when you've been rocking out with for years in a band or two, and that's the case with my buddy Cullam here to my left, but also joined by Erin and Annalise, and I'm so excited for you three to be on the show. What is up?
Hey, nice to be here, Don-E.
Oh my God,
it's so good again.
You too. I know, it's amazing. You're looking sharp. You dressed up.
Thank you. Put in a little effort today.
You always do. I love it. So listen, you know, there's so many creative things, Cullam, that I can think of when I think of our relationship. And yet you've gone on and created something with the help of some amazing folks, and I want you to tell us all about it.
All right, so the name of the show is Daystreamer, a physically distant musical. It is a piece of musical theater that's being done as an episodic web series that really takes place during the height of the pandemic, when everyone was completely locked at home, couldn't leave the house, couldn't see a friend, had to work remotely, and it's set during that time period, and it's really about the adjustments we all had to make to life suddenly going all topsy-turvy and living entirely remotely.
Wow, that's amazing. And I'll ask you, Erin, you know, when Cullam first sort of was baking this up, how early in the mix were you invited into this, and how did you feel about it?
Oh, my hand shot up right away. As soon as he said, I'm working on creating this new musical, I would like to start doing some workshops. Do I have any friends? And I was
That's amazing.
Me, I want in.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And what about you, Annalise? Likewise.
So Cullam and I were actually bubble buddies. So the whole concept of musical kind of came one night when we were hanging out and like, what if we just wrote a musical about all this stuff? And Cullam actually went and did it. So we had a pretty solid crew from the beginning, workshopping all of these scripts that Cullam suddenly started pouring out at us. And it was a really nice way to just gather to do something in those early days of the pandemic when everything else was shut down.
Amazing. And Cullam, did you think that this adventure, this idea that came up would take you so far as it has?
It was hard to imagine it would go this far at the beginning, to say the least. At first I was thinking like, oh yeah, it's a real short, small project. Oops, that didn't pan out. There's 11 episodes, 15 minutes each. It's 14 songs. It's turned into a much bigger scope than I'd originally planned, but it's been amazing.
That's so great, and I want to set us up now for the first of two little special showcases that the viewers at home are going to be getting. Why don't you let us know about the first of the two performances that we're going to hand over now and let everybody watch?
So, this first song is called Can You Hear Me? And as you might guess, it's based on a Zoom meeting from the early days when nobody knew the etiquette, nobody knew to turn off their mic, no one knew to stop the echoes and the feedback, and it features Erin here singing and trying to guide a group through a work meeting featuring a Zoom choir, and I think you'll enjoy it.
Well, I can't wait because you're talking my life right now.
Right.
Check it out, guys.
Thank you all for being here. This larger call is new this year. We've got new technology, and I'm sure you can all succeed. Can you hear me? Say hi. your turn. There's etiquette we all must learn. Just wait for your baby to go to pee. Kids are yelling. Just wait, don't they know you're busy? What's the problem? Where's the button? I forgot enough. Everyone, please stay on mute.
I can hear her now. Can
You
you?
get your chance.
I've got no video.
To contribute.
Who's that talking now?
I know we're adjusting.
She's trying to sing something.
And some of this
Just stop talking.
is frustrating.
Started. Why are we here? No one can hear. Will it be this way all year?
There'll be time to fix it all.
I don't understand.
Can we please just
Can I go?
get through this call?
I'm feeling so useless.
Please use me as last resort. I'm just the boss.
I don't understand
Not
this.
tech
And I go.
support.
I'm feeling so useless.
Well, I mean, there you go. The first of two, and I'll tell you that what we're learning here is about how you guys must have been able to create this, which is truly to form remotely created. Why don't you tell us, Erin, start off about what the adventure was like to create all of that separately?
So, yeah, typically what would happen when you're creating a project is that you would get together and you would workshop scripts and you would rehearse and then you would film, and we had to do all of that remotely because we started this project when we were still in lockdown, in bubbles. And so we were sitting in our homes rehearsing on a weekly Zoom call. When we would film with our own phones on a Zoom call.
Unreal. Annalise, you know, what are the challenges and opportunities that come based on that unique creative scenario?
I think probably all of our partners were challenged by the fact that we took over large parts of our houses with the sets. So like Cullam lost a dining room. We had a spare room that was just covered in Post-it notes as my character was trying to create set lists. Erin had to like fill her entire office with like Amazon boxes pretending she'd gone on a shopping spree. So in one sense, it's very creative because you have to sort of pull from your own house.
Right.
And filling such a limited screen, you have to communicate so much with such a little visual aspect when you're doing that.
That's amazing.
And no one else in the house can make noise.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So listen, Cullam, we're going to throw it to the second of the two now.
All right.
Set us up.
So, do you remember what it was like when you're home all the time and you were working, and at 5 o'clock, well, you're probably still working, and there was nothing in your evenings, and really every hour felt like every other hour, every day felt the same, and after a while, you couldn't quite tell. Has this been weeks? Has this been months? Like, just time made no sense. It was rushing by. It was standing still. This is a song about that feeling called The Tickening.
The ticketing. Check it out.
Practice,
Screaming at this
routine, endless,
second lacking
reference, grinding,
level
disheveled, stacking,
empties waiting,
hurry, symptom, churning,
nothing turning.
another daily stream, maintain my routine.
Finish work, piano practice. I can't believe that we're still at this. How long has it been? Last week dragged for ages,
But this week's almost gone, an endless stream of seconds.
but the flow is lacking reference. They're just churning on and on. The clock keeps ticking, but it feels like it's stopped. One more cycle, one more second, and it's just a tick-tock, tick-tock.
Was that a month? Was that a day?
What date is it anyway? Nothing marks the time that's passing, but my empty stack amassing just a meaningless looking more disheveled. I've been alone at home for far too long. I miss my job and that's just wrong. The clock keeps ticking, but it feels like it's stopped. One more cycle, one more second, and it's just a tick-tock, tick-tock.
Was that a month? Was that a day?
What day is it anyway? Nothing marks the time that's passing, but my empty stack amassing just a meaningless clock. Tick-tock, tick-tock.
Stacking up my options to reinvent myself. I feel like I should hurry,
But time is all a slurry, and nothing seems to help.
I'm waiting for a symptom that things are moving on. We've been stuck like this for ages.
Turning never-ending pages, and I'm tired of holding strong.
Practice,
Screaming at this
routine, endless,
second lacking
reference, grinding,
level,
disheveled, stacking,
empty, waiting,
hurry, symptom, churning.
nothing turning. The clock keeps ticking, but it feels like it's stopped. One more cycle, one more second, and it's just a tick-tock, tick-tock.
Was that a month? Was that a day?
What day is it anyway? Nothing marks the time that's passing, but my empty stack amassing just a meaningless clock. Tick-tock, 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 tick-tock.
And we're back to shut it down after an amazing 2 performances that you have been so gracious to share. Please let us know in our final moment or two how we can access this amazing content you guys have created.
So everything's available on YouTube. You can see right up there on the screen. There's episodes coming out on Fridays. So for the next month, there'll be some more episodes. The first 7 are out now. And then come April 20th, it'll all be done.
Listen, creative courage is what we're all here for. You took the most and made something amazing out of being stuck in our houses, and we cannot wait to watch more of this. Thank you so much for doing what you've done and creating this amazing work. Will you come back on the show again sometime?
Oh, definitely,
to.
Don-E. Thanks so
I
much.
love it.
The next one's already in the works.
Well, I can't wait. Exactly. Hands up. Hand is up. Guys, thank you so much. This is Out of the Fog, and we'll be right back after this break. Welcome back, everybody. I'm very excited about our next hang on the couch here. Pamela, Tiffany, how are you doing?
Oh my gosh, we're doing great. We're very pumped. We're super excited to be here.
I love that you're here. Because we hung out before, had a wicked old time. I learned a
did.
lot about the amazing services that Meridian provides.
Mm-hmm.
And then you made a friend, and now you're jumping out the deep end in more ways than one.
Pretty cool.
It's very cool.
Very cool.
Tiffany, how are you?
I'm doing great. Great.
I'm so excited to learn, as always. It's one of the gifts of doing this show is that I get to learn a whole bunch of cool stuff that goes on that I either heard a little bit about and am terrified of, or know all to bits. I'm just too scared to do it. Either way, I'm frightened, okay? So let's turn it over to you, girls. Tell me what you got going on, and we're going to have a laugh.
All right. I'll go.
Go,
Okay.
girl.
So about 4 years ago, I'll just give you a little bit of a backup. Tiffany and I met through this cold water training concept. I had met, Tiffany is in the wellness industry and so am I. And we came together with that like-minded interest and then we just started discussing. Tiffany was sharing with me how she learned cold water techniques. And it was such a trend that was starting, and I'm always up for a challenge, especially when it comes to improving wellness. If you can combine, you know, a challenge, something exciting with wellness, I mean, it's a dynamic duo. So we got together and we decided that we were going to present this to others here in St. John's. So we offered the program before COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh, wow, okay.
yeah, that was the first round and it went amazing. And we decided now post-COVID, people are more open to trying new things for their health. And why not give it another go?
Wow. Now listen, When you first met this firecracker over here, I mean, where do we begin?
Yeah, it was like New Year's Eve.
Exactly, I know.
Just the idea, just everything that she did, even her bio, I was just like overwhelmed with just the interest to be able to offer something to her, where, you know, usually I would be the one going and seeking out different modalities to improve my health and well-being, and just knowing that, you know, wait, we could do this together. Like, this is something interesting that I didn't really know I was going to do anything with, and it's amazing just the brain power that it provided me with, and the focus, and we just went with it, and it's been fun.
It just kind of gelled together.
Yeah. And we've just been in our lives like intermittently throughout different times. Like, it was crazy. And the first time we did it, I didn't even get to participate in the dip because I was 7 months pregnant. And
amazing.
so, yeah, so.
Now listen, I want to
working.
back us up for the viewers
right.
at home. We're talking about cold water. Let's just start right there. Who has ever had a cold water shower? Raise their hands. Yeah. There's feelings that happen when you step inside a cold water shower. Some are invigorated. Let's face it, everyone's invigorated. There's no not being invigorated by that. But the benefits of it go beyond the shock and awe and novelty of the moment. Am I right? And which of you wants to really start us off at the root about what the benefits of cold water submersion or any type of cold water interaction are?
I'll
I
let
guess.
Tiffany take it away.
Okay. Invigorating? Absolutely yes. I will just say the very first time I did it, I ran and turned that right off. The minute the cold water touched me, I was like, no way, I am not doing this. But the benefits, they pull me back in.
And what are they?
So they are anything from mental clarity, focus, attention. That's one of the greatest ones that can be overcome. It can also help with reducing inflammation. So chronic diseases out there, we're run on inflammation. Our bodies are running hot. It improves the inflammatory process. Another great one, immunity. Not only does it enhance our immunity through being able to fight off infections and fight off colds and flus, but it actually changes the type of immune response that you have, and people dealing with autoimmune conditions, they get suppression of their immune response. So many people are taking medications, anti-inflammatory medications, so it affects your immune systems in different ways, making you stronger on both ends of the spectrum. It also speeds up muscle recovery for athletes. Those I say would be increasing energy. Those would be the main ones. So part of me got into it for the mental health aspect, but then my interest in overall health and wellness, I stayed in it for the physical body improvements. Oh, and fat loss. People love it for metabolism. You can increase your metabolism 300%. So it has a host of benefits.
We could keep going.
Yeah,
on
I'll
this.
stop there.
I'm not afraid because everything you're saying, do I want to increase energy? Yes. Focus? Yes. Do I want the fat to go away? I do. All of the things that you're saying, why are we not all raised in the cold shower arena? Why do we think that we have to have scalding hot showers? Why?
Well, I think it's to do with our comfort zone.
We go
And
from warm homes to warm cars into the next warm building. We don't deal with discomfort. And let's face it, cold is discomfort. And we're living in a life of a lot of luxuries. And heat is a luxury. So really, I think it can come down to even just that alone.
Wow. We're just so comfortable in the warmth that we're willing to ignore the benefits of cold.
well, I think another important part is we don't usually know that it's benefit to us.
Well, I agree with you.
We only
Yeah.
use cold when we have to. But now that we know that it's a tool, and essentially this information has been around for thousands of years, but we're here on the western side of things, we are starting to learn holistic ways of doing things. We're starting to expand and open our mind. And I also like to let people know that this is not just jump in the water and get out again. And that's a fantastic thing to do, but what we are doing in our 6 weeks is taking you from point A to Z,
Very gradual.
Gradual exposure to increase your tolerance, to increase your mental capacity, and how to respond to stress. Because essentially we want you to take this past the 6 weeks into your life.
Yeah. Stress resilience is actually what it is, and that's how it has such a host of other benefits. It's just your ability to become resilient to stress, manage it, be comfortable in the uncomfort of life.
Through cold water therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
6-week program.
So it has a lot to do with your nervous system, how to manage your breathing on the onset of discomfort, how to stay with it. So it's controlled environment where we take you one step at a time as you increase, and then you get to practice some techniques at home as well.
So is this in person? Is it virtual?
Both.
Yeah.
Yeah, we found a way. I'm nothing with technological stuff. She's got a way to record it so people can attend live, and then they can have the take home so they can use that throughout the week. So if you're not able to tune in live, you have the ability to participate still.
You're gonna have me end up on Middle Cove Beach?
You have to do it now.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm doing it.
You have to do it.
One of my
It's
best
offered-
buddies, Rich, he is very into the fitness life, and we go to the steam room at the Muse Center. And the steam room is, of course, what it is, scalding hot and fog, and you can't see. But he gets out and he gets underneath that ice cold shower tap. And I look at him like, boy, you crazy. Like, I'm not doing it. But when I do stand underneath it for a second or two, I'm like, ooh, I don't have the discipline. I don't have the discipline. And I see him standing there just like breathing deeply. And so he's been practicing, maybe through you ladies, I don't even know. But I can only say that it's been so appealing and so curious to me, and so many others as well, because I feel like every time I turn around, the conversation is around cold water therapy. How does it feel to be at the forefront of that movement?
Well, we're super excited to be part of it, and just to make it part of our life. And we just want to share it.
Yeah.
You are telling me that if I get used to being in cold water, cold environments, right? That these are the benefits I will tangibly enjoy and feel for real.
Yeah, there's scientific evidence behind this. There's a neuroscientist, Andrew Huberman. He speaks a lot of this, a lot to do with the mental health, where you mentioned just how he goes in there and how invigorating your friend is, and you release dopamine the same as you do with recreational drugs, like the high that you can get. It's that profound on the body. It releases adrenaline, so you actually stop feeling the pain, so you can tolerate it more. It's not uncomfortable. Like, you talk yourself into it, so it's not easy, of course, but you're able to actually get to a point where you enjoy it. And then you get out, because you have to do it safely. You can't overdo anything. Like, too much of a good thing is not necessarily a good thing.
That's right.
But
Everything in
that's why we focus the mental and the physical.
This program is needed.
Yeah.
And it starts when?
This Monday.
Oh my
I
gosh.
don't know when this is airing. but
Soon. So soon
Okay.
enough. So, but the question is now in our final moment, how can folks who are fascinated as I am about this cold water movement that you girls are so incredibly leading forward, how do we get involved?
Well, you can contact me, you can contact Tiffany on our social media.
Give me the channels.
Yeah, so Meridian Health and Wellness and meridianhealthandwellness.ca.
And Facebook and Instagram, Mind, Body, Mouth. Or
Mind,
Mind, Body, Mouth Coach,
Okay.
depending on which.
Oh my God.
So I
Girls.
just want to give another couple of little things if I could. This is for all body types, no experience needed. You do not need to love cold water in order to participate. We will take you through.
You should actually hate cold water
Yeah.
and to do this.
Well,
Yeah.
guess what? I'm in. So we'll talk about this in a second.
All right.
Cold water therapy, check out the channels, get involved, and maybe we'll do it together. How about that? This is Out of the Fog. We'll be right back after this break. Welcome back, everybody. Well, this is the wrap on this show. What a wicked old time we had. I love when my musical friends come through, and made some new friends too next to Cullam on the couch. Erin and Elle, thank you so much for joining us. And thank you so much for gifting us with your amazing content around a time in life that we're all still living in one way or another. And thank you so much to Tiffany, and thank you to Pamela. Cold water therapy. I'm already like this. I'm like, but it's gonna be great. And over 6 weeks, I might become a cold water cowboy. You never know. This is Out of the Fog. We'll see you guys next time.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
If you have a comment about this program, we'd love to hear it. Email or call us, or send us your feedback through social media.
It's closing time, and you stayed out longer than you planned. So now you can't drive, and the buses have stopped running. You could always call your girlfriend. Or maybe your roommate? What about your best friend? You could just dial 1-888-TAXI-GUY or use the Taxi Guy app. The call and the app are free, and they both connect you to a local cab company to bring you home safely. Visit ArriveAlive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive.